fancy day Fendi, so
It's hot. Hey, it's Nikki Jensen,
And Brie Piccone.
and we're
Late to the party.
a weekly podcast about film, fashion, and pop culture from two best friends mentally raiding tombs in a video game in 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, today we are talking about the 2001 video game adaptation Lara Croft Tomb Raider, starring Angelina Jolie, and directed by Simon West.
Yes. First off, can I just say at the top, I love your outfit. I love the spirit of Lara Croft that you are giving right now. Like, you look just like Lara Croft.
Thank you.
And you look more like her than whoever they cast in that, like, third movie that was sort of recently. I don't know.
Oh, like Alicia Vikander?
Is that her? I guess
Yeah.
she's okay. It's not the same as Angelina Jolie. You know what I mean? No one can top that.
I agree. I mean, also, we will probably get into that. We'll definitely get into this because this is like a main component of Tomb Raider. Alicia Vikander and I both, in our natural state, like, this is not going to be Lara Croft. There's something missing.
The shorts. Oh, the boobs. But Angelina's boobs aren't that big.
No, but that was a whole thing. Like, did you do like a Wikipedia tickle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's like the whole thing about the criticism at the time was that her boobs weren't big enough because in the video game, like the 90s video game, they're like massive.
Okay.
But she's still like a 36C, which is pretty big, and they definitely padded it.
Yeah. And she also, I feel like she walks like this, like her chest out. She's like, oh. But those boobs, okay, first off, a video game character. Super unrealistic proportions. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like Barbie. It's
like the cinch at the waist. Yeah, big boobs, big butt, maybe.
that's the way.
That was the way. But,
That was like the 90s, like equivalent. It's like shorthand for like hot or sex symbol.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, not to get too into it at the top, I think the problem I had with the 2018 Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander is not her boobs.
No.
Like, that's like the least of the worries, because I know also in the new Tomb Raider, she doesn't have, tickled bitties,
Like, at all? Like,
she has like, Alicia Vikander is pretty much like this. So like, yeah, not at all. Same with Tomb Raider, like the newer ones.
Mm.
But okay, Brie,
Yeah.
can I just be honest?
Yes,
up
just
front?
tell me, of course.
Okay, yes, the boob situation, which we'll get into in the production of the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider,
Right.
because that's the one we watch. But I have a problem, Brie.
What?
I think I have Tomb Raider disease.
Tomb Raider disease?
Yes. Okay. Hear me out. I saw this movie as a kid in a movie theater. Like, I begged my mom to see it. It was really impactful on me at the time, I thought.
Right.
I cannot tell you, like, even then as a kid, you were like, Nikki, what is the plot of Tomb Raider? Couldn't tell you. I just was like, I just really like Angelina Jolie, and she's like doing flips, and I remember like the robot fight and like the ballerina like on bungee cords thing she does.
Yes.
That I love her style, love that she is hot and takes showers. It's everything I wanted to be in life, right?
Yeah.
And now as an adult, all these years I've been like, yeah, Tomb Raider is great. I love that movie. I watched the first couple, like I watched that first scene with that one Outkast song and like Get Your Freak On remix.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm living for it. And then I black out. I can't remember another thing that happens in this movie.
Yeah, I feel like the opening scene is probably the best scene because it does capture your attention. It's fun. It's sort of like a montage of her doing cool things. And the music in the back, like everything is like really cool.
It's like peak 2001. as well.
Yes.
It's like she has her like sidekick guy, the British Seth Green.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we see like some developments in animation and CGI.
Y2K aesthetic at the wazoo.
Yes, those like Matrix-esque glasses that she wears.
Lara Croft in this movie is so cool. Well, Lara Croft in general is so cool.
You know, speaking of Lara Croft in general and being cool and her fashion, did you know she was on the cover of a magazine, like a British magazine? I think this is before the movie. Like her character, like just the video game character was like,
oh,
I'm trying to remember what it was called. Not Runway, because that's fictional, but it was something akin. I don't know. And she was like one of the first video, like, you know, like nowadays we've seen things like that. Like
what?
Yeah, well, there's one influencer that's really popular. That's a robot for one. I forgot. Or Michaela?
What?
Yeah, she's like, I don't know how old she is now. She's like 19. I don't know. She's like a young teenager. And she's a robot. And she has an Instagram account. I don't know if she's in a magazine. But I feel like I've seen things like that. Like,
what?
Brand crossovers with, you know, like AI situations. I don't know.
I've heard of like Bella Hadid and like Halle Bailey from The New Little Mermaid. I've heard of them. Like the shoots are created by AI. But I haven't heard of people. That's so creepy and I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I guess that what I'm saying is in 2001, Lara Croft on the cover. Like that was pretty cool and different for the time.
Lara Croft was the moment.
Yeah, she was the moment.
Especially Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider. For one, that put her on the map.
Which is crazy to me. Because in my mind as a kid, like I remember this movie coming out, but I already thought she was big.
Same. But I think this movie kind of took it over the edge. Because, you know, you have to remember, like, at this time, Angelina Jolie was peak Billy Bob Thornton. Like, vials of blood. You know, like, doing it in the limo before the premiere of Gone in 60 Seconds. That was crazy. But then, well, before that, she got her Oscar for Girl Interrupted.
Yep.
Made out with her brother. Said she was so in love with her brother. So then that happened. Then the Billy Bob situation. Then filming this movie in Cambodia. She adopts Maddox.
Right.
And that's a whole different thing. Like, she's like, this is an interesting point in her career, for sure. Because she's already had the Oscar, and she's like this dangerous, wild, crazy chick who's going to be Tomb Raider. But then she's also like into that second phase of her career where she's known for adopting all these kids and being a mother and a humanitarian.
She's done it all.
She really has. She's kind of more of a badass than Lara Croft.
Honestly, yeah. I know, Lara Croft, I'm really confused about her, like what, I don't know, how she got into tomb raiding to begin with. Like, what is the, maybe I need to play the game again? Because I used to play the game. I had like, I don't know if it was for like Game Boy Advance or something, but I had only one game, but I was obsessed with it. But I don't remember which one. I mean, there was a lot of them.
I remember the old PC Tomb Raider. Like, as a really little kid, my dad had it, and I would just play it. I'd be like, can I play?
You're raiding tombs, so you're getting treasure. You're like kind of like Indiana Jones, kind of like, I don't know, 007?
For sure.
Kind of like John Wick, more so, was what I'm thinking after watching this movie. At those fighting skills.
Was Keanu Reeves inspired by Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider?
Hundo P. I mean, I think some of the choreography is the same.
For sure. Okay, in John Wick 5, ballet on the bungee cords.
Yeah, we need to see it.
But like Angelina Jolie, if I remember correctly, or not Angelina Jolie, but like Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, synonymous to me.
I know what you mean.
But Lara Croft in the video games is more of an like Indiana Jones. In this movie, she's like Indiana Jones / Batman.
Yes, Batman. That's right. She even has a bat cave.
And she has her own Alfred.
She does. I drew that connection as well. I was like, what? Because she calls it an equipment room, but it's clearly a bat cave. She has several vehicles. She's got her arsenal of weapons.
For sure. Her robots
that she fights, which is insane to me. Those robots, like,
okay, like even as a grown person, I want that.
You want a robot that could kill you?
Yeah, but being Lara Croft, she's just skilled with guns and fighting robots and people.
Yeah. She had to go through some type of training, I think, but they don't make you go through all that. We arrive and she's already there.
She's fully formed.
Fully formed.
How old is she?
I don't know. What is she, like 22? 20? I don't know. That's my guess. Somewhere around there. 24?
She's like the youngest and oldest at the same time.
She's kind of an old soul.
For sure. She has daddy issues, that I know.
Yeah. Which I think it's so interesting that her real dad is in this movie.
Oh my God, Jon Voight.
Jon Voight, yes. Our favorite actor from our favorite movie.
Holes?
Holes, yeah.
He was really good in Holes.
He was.
He's not bad in this movie either.
No.
Great National Treasure.
Mm-hmm. Another movie. She is kind of like Nicolas Cage as well. She's like everyone.
She really is. She's everything everywhere all at once.
Right?
Well, before we get into it, I know we just started really hot at the top. Yeah. Just like this movie.
This movie starts real hot.
And then we're going to get really muddy and muddle our way through, and then it'll be over. And you'll be like, did I spend 3 hours here? And it'll be only like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, was that all it was?
It was like, no, it was longer than that.
Okay.
But it was under 2 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with the plot of Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So, this live-action feature is inspired by the most successful interactive video game character in history, Lara Croft. Beautiful and brainy, Lara, Angelina Jolie, is the heroine of Eidos Interactive's phenomenally successful Tomb Raider game series. It is one woman's fearless quest, crisscrossing the globe in an amazing attempt to save the world. That's according to Google.
Doing? Wow, that's a big feat.
Remember in the movie, though, doesn't someone says it? They're like, are you ready to save the world again?
Yeah, what did she do before to save? What is she just constantly saving the world? She's a world saver? I thought she was just collecting things. Like, I gotta be honest, like, before watching this movie, I didn't remember anything about Lara Croft.
It's the Tomb Raider disease.
It is. But I enjoy it. I enjoyed the movie.
I did too.
Also, Illuminati that was really what was happening in this movie, right? It was the Illuminati was gonna... It's not very clear what they're gonna do. I guess they can control time. I was very confused by this plot. Like,
yeah, I was kind of hoping Google would help me with the plot a little bit, but it doesn't. It's just basically she's really successful.
Yeah.
Just like the movie. That's very vague. And they're like, she saves the world.
From what? We don't know. How?
We don't know because we don't really get to see it. We do get to see it in the 2018 version of this movie, though.
Does it make more sense? I've never actually seen the 2018 version, so maybe I shouldn't judge so harsh.
Okay, like story-wise, if the 2018 version, if it was that story with Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft,
you think that'd be the perfect
chef's kiss? That would be the perfect thing.
Gotcha.
But this movie, it seems like, because yeah, you're right, there's like the Illuminati, there's like a not a time turner situation, but like, can't you throw time? Or
yeah, it's like you can manipulate time, I guess, if you have this triangle and you put the pieces together. The Illuminati triangle. Which, is this movie responsible for all of us like believing in the Illuminati?
Maybe.
Because I feel like our generation has conspiracies. And maybe it's all because of Lara Croft.
Did Jay-Z see this movie and was like, Hove?
I think so. Everyone was inspired by Lara Croft.
For sure. Oh my God. Speaking of Illuminati, Brie, have you seen the new Karma music video?
Yes, I have. I watched it before I came over, and it's interesting.
So Taylor Swift's new single Karma, featuring Ice Spice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shot in the music video where she has like an Illuminati mask and she like takes it off.
Wait, really? I missed that.
She looks like the devil.
Oh,
It gives Illuminati.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's creepy.
Anyway,
Whew. Chills.
It kind of like that music video is so like hilariously cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is Ice Spice in the clouds going facts?
I don't know. I kind of love it. Like, that's my favorite part.
It's wild.
It makes more sense than Taylor Swift and a bunch of Edison bulbs.
It's a good point. Oh my god, have you seen the like on Twitter, someone put Ice Spice in the clouds as like Chucky's mom in the Rugrats movie?
Oh no.
To me, it kind of gives Teletubbies son vibes.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It is a little odd. But you know, Taylor Swift is also in like the mountain. She's like a mountain or something. I don't know. I don't know what they were exactly going for. I kind of like it, but I'm confused. Just like this movie.
Yes. Maybe she saw Tomb Raider and was like,
Clearly.
Everyone's clearly seen Tomb Raider and has Tomb Raider's disease.
Yeah, they don't remember it. They don't know how they're inspired by it, but they are.
Yeah, they are. Or maybe that inspired a young Taylor Swift to join the Illuminati, allegedly.
Yeah, I think so. Allegedly, yeah. We can't say facts.
No, we can't be like Ice Spice.
No.
But so you played the video game as a kid.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this whole... Okay, let's start. I have a couple questions for you, Bree, since I can't really talk about the plot.
Okay.
Since I have that illness. I'm down with the sickness.
It's okay.
Thoughts on Tomb Raider as a whole?
I was obsessed with Tomb Raider. Even though I only had the one game and saw the movie maybe once, I was obsessed with this idea of Lara Croft. I wanted to be Lara Croft. As a kid, I had a dream to be an archaeologist, like a secret dream. I think like as I developed this dream, probably because now that I think about it, maybe it was Lara Croft that got me thinking, oh, I could be, you know, because I never really, well, I watched a couple Indiana Jones, but I was never really, Indiana Jones wasn't really my hero, you know, but Lara Croft was aspirational. The way she would be swinging by, like climbing things in the video game, the jumping.
In the video game, she is definitely more of an Indiana Jones. In this movie, it's not quite like that.
No, but I don't know if it's better. Maybe.
So I have Tomb Raider's disease, and I can't confirm or deny.
You can't keep saying that.
Sorry, I just watched this movie, and I'm getting it so confused between this movie and the 2018. So I can't confirm or deny what plot is in what. I've also, for nights now, and like I have recurring dreams of Tomb Raider situations.
Wait, really?
Yes, but I think it's the 2018 Tomb Raider.
Who are you in this scenario? Like in the dream? Are you raiding the tombs? Or are you like, what are you doing?
Obviously.
Is your hair just like that? Are you going to sleep like this every night?
I am. I'm just like wearing my hair in a braid with a tank top. Just like, good night, world. I'm going to be Tomb Raider. Nom, 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 nom. And go to sleep.
And it works.
And it really works. But yeah, Tomb Raider is a really cool concept. Just to get back on that, and let's talk about Angelina Jolie, because I have more to say on that.
Yeah, same.
Tomb Raider, at the time, it was one of the most successful, like, female-led, like, blockbuster movies.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool. And it was a box office success. You know, the video games were successful before, but like we said, this put really Angelina Jolie on the map.
Yeah. And this, I feel like when I think of Angelina Jolie, I think of her in like these kind of roles, like action roles.
Yeah, and she really didn't do a lot of them.
Mm-mm.
And like I think it was this one and Salt.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, though, right? That's kind of, I don't know. I've actually never seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That one's really good. I love that movie.
She did another one too. It's like, it's not the trains, but she's on a train. She's like traveling.
Oh, The Tourist.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
That's not a good movie. That's a sleeper.
I liked that movie. I don't know.
We'll fight you for it. We'll
Hey, what did you say about my favorite movie? No. It's not my favorite. I just think I enjoyed it. I don't know.
Let's get on our bungees.
Wasn't Johnny Depp in that one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like vaguely. All I remember is they're on a train and there's a fight scene in this large building, maybe a cathedral. I don't know.
I remember she looks great in that movie, though.
Yeah,
that's what I remember from that.
Same in every movie too.
Angelina Jolie. Okay, people that say Angelina Jolie is not like one of the most beautiful people in the world are delusional.
Yes,
but
or blind,
maybe. They just can't see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, you said it was a box office success.
Mm-hmm.
So it debuted at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Ahead of Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and Shrek.
Shrek still holding strong.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting.
It always goes back to Shrek. I know I was looking at that Box Office Mojo lineup for this week, and it was crazy. It was ones that we know. Moulin Rouge was there.
Yes.
Rob Schneider's The Animal was in there. Atlantis, Shrek. But then there were some really random ones that I've never heard of before.
Like what?
I don't remember now. I know there was a Martin Lawrence, Danny DeVito movie that I've never seen.
Interesting. I love Danny DeVito.
Same. I'm on a Danny DeVito kick lately.
I'm always on a Danny DeVito kick.
It's your life.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the boobs. We've talked about the Y2K aesthetic. Is this a period piece?
Because it's, well, how so? The setting of it or the being in 2001 or?
It is just between, just when the colors in this movie are so Y2K.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the technology is very early 2000s. The music really sets you in a time.
Yes. Can we talk about the soundtrack briefly?
Yes.
When I heard Get Your Freak On just playing softly in the background as she's cleaning the house after it's been raided, I was so excited. I don't know, because that's when that song also, that's the same year it came out.
Very Y2K aesthetic. Have you seen that album art?
Yeah. I don't know. Peak Y2K.
The song Where's Your Head At?
Where's Your Head? Yeah. There's some Moby song on the track as well.
There's U2's Elevation.
And some of the songs also sound like video game music. They're but that 2000s running, you're a character running in a video game music. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean, Brie.
You know?
Not to
if you
say
know,
it
you know.
again.
Yeah.
Not to say it again, but I have Tomb Raider's disease.
Nikki, you gotta get that check. You gotta seek help.
And you best believe Where's Your Head At? And this whole soundtrack is just always playing in my head.
Is that what you do when you go to sleep at night? You put the braid on, you put the music on, you're
put on those Neo, the Matrix glasses, and I'm
sleep with the glasses. Oh my gosh. I love this. I support your disease. I'm enabling you. I'm oh, it's not a disease, it's a gift.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Oh yeah. Speaking of debuts, we're talking about Angelina Jolie, except it's kind of unfair she was around for many, many years. She started with Gia, getting the acclaim Girl Interrupted to this.
Yeah.
But this was my first introduction and many other Americans to Daniel Craig.
Yes, 007, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was interesting because it's a similar genre.
For sure. This was his first foray into that.
Right? The slippery slope.
Yes. What were your thoughts on Daniel Craig?
He's kind of cute, but he's kind of annoying. His character, I don't know how to feel. Because in the movie, I think he's maybe the love interest that didn't work out. Something.
Yeah.
But him in general, what do I think?
Mm-hmm.
He's not bad. I don't have really strong feelings on him because I haven't seen him in a lot of things. I haven't even seen a lot of James Bond movies. I've seen maybe one.
Of the Daniel Craigs?
Uh-huh. So I'm not like, oh my God, Daniel Craig. I'm just like, oh yeah, I know who that is. But I'm not like, that's my man.
Yeah, like I feel like Daniel Craig is definitely like our generation's James Bond.
Definitely.
However, I have a really soft spot for the Pierce Brosnan Bonds because they're so like GoldenEye is really cool and Die Another Day is really cheesy.
I love cheese.
And that surfing scene is just iconic. Daniel Craig, I really like him in Knives Out.
Yes.
But I have like you, I don't really have like strong opinions.
Yeah.
All I know is Daniel Craig should never have an American accent unless it's like a joke, like in Knives Out. Because his American accent, like, what you doing?
I agree. That confused me. I'm like, this is Daniel Craig. And I'm like, actually, maybe it worked for me because I was confused. I'm like, is this Daniel Craig? Or is this an American boy? Like, I don't know.
I just think it's so funny how Daniel Craig's a Brit doing an American accent. Angelina Jolie is an American doing an English accent.
Yeah. I totally forgot that Lara was like British as well until Angelina speaks. And I was like, oh.
Also, hot take maybe. Why? Daniel, like the plot, it doesn't like muddy it if Lara Croft has an American accent and Daniel Craig has a British accent. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, it might in the game lore.
It's true. But like video game movies never work out. So
I mean, Mario. I don't know. He didn't have an accent.
Wait, okay. In the Mario movie from the 90s, John Leguizamo is not Italian. Was it Bob Hoskins? What's his name? The one who plays Mario is like British. Not Italian.
Right. Yeah. But I'm talking like Chris Pratt.
Not Italian.
Not Italian. No, but he also doesn't. He takes away Mario's like Italian accent. Is that right?
Our culture is not a costume.
I don't know. I say kind of. Maybe we put it on. I don't know. It's part of Mario though.
You're like, take it for a spin.
I like, take it for a spin. Like, who is Mario without his accent? I mean, I don't know.
I feel like with video game adaptations, my expectations are so low. Maybe that's
Mine
why.
Are so high. I'm the opposite. Because I'm so into the video games, maybe, that I'm just like.
The only video game I've ever played is Super Mario World. And Britney's Dance Beat.
Oh. Okay.
So as a gamer, what are your thoughts on this movie? And just video game adaptations as a whole?
I think as a whole, it's a very interesting concept. I think it's really cool. Also, now that I think about it, there's another movie, I think around this time. Maybe it was like 2005. Maybe it was around this time. I don't know. I'm just making things up. But it's, there's like another, is it Resident Evil?
Resident Evil came out the year after.
The year after, 2002.
I like the first Resident Evil movie.
That was a video game first, right?
I hear the video game's really good and I'd be down to play it.
Yeah. I'm here for this concept. I think it works really well, in my opinion. I don't know. But I'm trying to think what I've seen other than this in Resident Evil.
Like, have you seen like the Mortal Kombat movies?
I've seen one that was like the most recent one. And that was actually pretty cool. But I heard it was kind of different from the game. Like, a lot of people were upset about it for some reason. But I didn't have that expectation. Because I think it would depend on if I was into the game first or not.
And see, with me as like a non-gamer, video game adaptations, the bar is so low. I'm like, they're not going to be like good movies, but they're going to be fun movies. So I think that's why I like, in theory, this movie and Resident Evil, because I'm like, they're fun and they're like females, so I can put myself in their shoes. And I love a good action sequence.
Agreed. I think that's what's great about this movie too. Like, or why it speaks to me is like, I don't know, the female lead. Just, I don't know. Especially when you see it as a young girl, you're like, that could be me.
Yeah. Or like, I love with this, and I was reading that Angelina Jolie, because of like the ratings and the studios, they originally wanted Lara to be more like sexy.
And they almost cast Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Which would be great.
That would be actually really... I could see that. She'd do a great job.
For sure. Ooh. I want to see that version.
I kind of want to see... Yeah, why can't they make one now?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. But they wanted to, like, up the ante with, like, just the sex appeal, I guess.
Mm.
And I love that idea. I think that's what I responded, even as a kid, to, like, Tomb Raider. Was the idea that she can kick ass and fight all these robots and do the Indiana Jones thing and, you know, raid the tombs.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you know, not like avenge her father, but what is she exactly doing? Like,
yeah,
she's
kind of.
She's on this mission.
She's on a mission.
But she's also, like, so hot.
But it's not, like, exploitive either. It's like a tasteful hot. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say, not to negate, is I want it, like, Mick G directed style hot. Like, I like...
Do you want it hotter? You want it more Charlie's Angels?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I think, like, I love it when ladies are kicking booty, but also, like, playing with their, like, feminine wiles. And, like, yeah, I just wanted to be Charlie's Angels. I wanted this movie to be directed by McG. Like, I wanted the obnoxious soundtrack to be even more obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it to be more sexy.
So more camp, basically.
More camp.
Because this movie's not camp.
No, it's a snooze. And I think that if Angelina Jolie got her way and it was, like, so campy, like, if you turned up the notch on the sex, if you turn up the notch on the action, maybe that's why I like John Wick as well.
There's not sex in John Wick.
No, but, like,
he doesn't even show a chest hair.
No, that's just in my dreams. But, like, they turn up, they're like, oh, okay. We know what this movie is. It's not that deep. Let's just have, like, the wildest fight scenes imaginable. And just let's do this constantly.
This movie is... Okay, it did remind me a lot of John Wick, and especially in the beginning, and just kind of the whole premise in a way. Like, also as a character, like, we really don't know that much about Lara. They don't take any time to do any background, really. They just do a few flashbacks, which is fine. But, like, you know, John Wick, we don't know a whole lot about him either.
No.
Like, as a person. Like, and he doesn't show too many emotions, but we do see some emotions. Like, we know his motivation. I feel like we don't exactly know her motivation, except if she has a dead father.
Daddy.
But it doesn't, you know, we don't know why. Like, there's so many unanswered questions. Like,
which is cool. Like, but what I'm trying to say is if you're not going to answer those questions, show even more side boob and have more action. Like, it should be like that all the way through. Like, there's a lot of points in this movie where they're just, like,
it dips
doing something. They're just...
Is this the director's fault, you think? Simon West? Did he not... I mean, he did the Rick Astley? I can't say his name.
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna... He did that music video, which, you know, when you think about it, that's pretty much just him singing in a microphone. Like, there's not a lot going on.
Never gonna give, never gonna give. Yeah, he just does that, right?
Yeah. But it's iconic.
It is.
I just think that's wild that the director... Like, this director's done a lot of different things.
Simon West is such an interesting dude because he did Con Air. He did this movie. That tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But then you were saying he directed the Never Gonna Give You Up music video. What else did he do?
The Expendables.
Expendables.
When a Stranger Calls, one of my favorite scary movies.
The General's Daughter with John Travolta.
Oh.
So he just takes turns. No, it says, so I guess a writer for Entertainment Weekly, Joey Nolfi, says that West molded his heroine, never bogged down by romantic subplots.
I was just about to quote this too.
As a badass genre role model for girls with more scenes of assured tomb raiding and less overt sexuality. And Christina Lucia Stasi argues that Lara Croft distinguished itself from other popular girl power shows and films of the same period: The Matrix, Charlie's Angels, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Dark Angel, and Alias. She says Simon West, the director of Tomb Raider, foregrounds a tension between female sexuality and female action heroes when he argues that Angelina should be a role model for action actors. We turned her into something you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley. But then again, you would.
Nikki, you're like, I'm not buying it. More side boob. More side boob. Honestly, I literally was with these guys, like this quote, what they said, until you said all that you said. Because now that I think about it, it might have been more fun. And I do really enjoy Charlie's Angels. It's more memorable. You don't always have to be more sexual, exactly, but it could be like more fun, like more of a romp of sorts. Because it is kind of maybe more action. You're right, because those are my favorite scenes, were the fighting scenes.
I think for sure. I mean, you know, and I know we're like joking about more side boob. They give a shower scene, like we're cool. And a Daniel Craig shower scene.
Oh yeah, that was hot.
That was great. Actually better than Lara Croft's hot take. But I think because Charlie's Angels came out the year before, and Mick G has his stamp on that movie, this movie in the beginning, especially like when it's good, it has those Mick G qualities that people make fun of, but also like in Charlie's Angels are kind of subversive because there are so many females in that movie, and it's like a wink and a nod to like the television series, which kind of was sexist. And they're kind of, you know, using that girl power motif like the Spice Girls do, kind of winking and a nod and being cheeky. And I feel like this is an opportunity, like this movie for Lara Croft, especially with Angelina Jolie, to be the cheekiest, like romp, like you were saying, like just Y2K fest action all around.
Yeah, they could have pushed it a little more. I mean, it starts out strong and then it just kind of, it's like,
She could have had those. Remember when Lady Gaga had that bra that like shot things?
Really over the top. Yeah, I mean, the video game character looks so obnoxious to be real. Like, you know, just not super realistic. But maybe that could be fun. I don't know.
Angelina Jolie looks the part, though. She does great.
She does.
Yeah.
We wanted more. I don't know more what, though. I really don't know. Maybe more fighting. More scent. Like, I don't know. I'm still very confused what the Illuminati does. Like, what is their purpose? Controlling time?
If you would watch that Taylor Swift music video, yes.
You know what I mean, though? Like, they don't really elaborate on the Illuminati. And they make it sound like it's a new thing.
It's true. Like, they invented the Illuminati.
Yeah, like this movie invents the Illuminati. And I'm like, but I don't know. I'm just very confused.
Yeah, like, if you're going to have lore, you probably should do it like Indiana Jones and have something to back it up.
Yeah.
But truth be told, Brie, I have only seen the beginning of most Indiana Jones, and then I saw arguably the worst Indiana Jones, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Is that the recent one?
Mm-hmm. Those are the only one. Like, that's the only one I've seen all the way through. But also crazy. So this was a box office success.
Yeah.
But it was panned. Critically.
Critically, yes. But Ebert gave it a good review. A lot of critics didn't. Right? From my understanding, They got a lot of negative reviews. Or mixed reviews. Metacritic gave it an average score of 33 out of 100 based on 31 different critics. And I think audiences gave it a B on a scale of A to F, which is not too bad. But Ebert said it was pretty decent. Not like crazy, but
yeah,
I don't know. Mixed reviews.
Mixed. But yeah, like critically, it was panned for the most part. minus the like Ebert or.
Do you think that was at the time though? Like, I don't know.
I feel like
to be like an
people
action hero and female. Like, do you think that affected the reviews?
I would say no. No, I don't think so, because of like I didn't really. If I'm putting on my like critical glasses, not a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a bad movie, I would say.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny that this movie was financially successful, so it gets a sequel 2 years later with The Cradle of Life.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Well, I mean, everyone went to see this movie. The video games were huge. Angelina Jolie is like a star now, and she's like the vial of blood, like Billy Bob Thornton girl, like.
Yeah, if Angelina wasn't in this movie, it probably would not have had the impact that it did. And we probably would have forgot, like Lara Croft would be like a video game character, but not.
It wouldn't be like this.
No.
It would be like a Resident Evil. So it'd probably get a lot of spin-offs, but.
Yeah, it'd be more like a cult, which I feel like it is to a degree, but it's a little more, I feel like it's one of the most mainstream video game adaptation situations.
For sure. Most successful, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But Cradle of Life, which is a sequel, came out in 2003. It does not do as well at the box office.
Have you seen that one, by the way?
I have.
Is that
in the movies?
How does it compare to the first?
I remember it being better, but I also remember having the sickness. And I could not tell you what that movie's about. But it didn't get any other ones because no one went to see Cradle of Life. I think because this movie, people went to see it based on this buzz.
Yeah.
And when they came out of it, they might have just been like,
it was okay.
Yeah.
Would I see another? Probably not.
And then probably they didn't.
Yeah. Wow. I'm like, is that why I didn't? I don't know.
Did you ever see Cradle of Life?
No. This is the only Tomb Raider movie I've seen. Just the first one. Yeah.
I get it. Anything else?
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, what do we say about this movie? Like, do we talk about the plot at all? Like, what? I feel like we've never had a movie where we haven't like talked about the plot.
So what exactly is the plot?
Sorry. I don't know. Like, okay.
Because Google did not
in my
give.
words, Lara Croft is it proper to use the term orphan if your parents are dead?
Yeah.
Is an orphan, like Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Her parents were killed, like Batman. No, not really. I guess. I don't know how her father died, but we find out it's Illuminati related. I don't know. This plot is I really don't know. There's no like short way to describe it. Basically, for some odd reason, she has to save the world from the Illuminati. And she has like a dream. She gets woken up by a clock ticking. And like a crazy person goes to like this cupboard under the stairs, and I don't know, it's weird. Her father like leaves these like Easter eggs for her to figure out, like these puzzles,
like little riddles,
which is kind of frustrating. If you're Lara, I don't know. There's a lot to like figure out. Like, he was keeping secrets.
For sure. It's so hilarious too when like John Voight has like the monologues to the screen. It's wild.
It is really wild. And what's up with the butterflies? What is up with this movie? Like, what is it? You know what I mean? What do they symbolize? Like that she follows the butterflies?
Her metamorphosis.
You know what I mean though? Or like she sees children that aren't there. Like, does she have a touch of something? Has she been touched by an angel? Like, does she see things that we can't see? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
maybe.
Does she have powers?
But she looks fabulous.
She does. I love how in this movie, like the director, everyone is like, yeah, we don't want her to be all about looks. You know, we want her to be about books. But like, all I can remember this movie for is just Angelina Jolie.
Her looks.
I mean, and her fighting, but like,
And that's on that. Like, sometimes it doesn't have to be that deep.
Yeah. If you just zone out, put Lara Croft Tomb Raider on, just zone out for a couple hours and have a good time.
That's my review. What would you rate this movie?
Maybe like a 3. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 whats?
3 out of 5 triangles.
Illuminati triangles?
Yeah. Or the key, I think, is what they call it in this movie, right? It's a key. I don't know. The all-seeing eye. 3 all-seeing eyes out of 5.
Give it 2 out of 5 robots.
This might be one of the lowest rated movies we've both have collectively rated.
Yes, but I feel like we've seen worse movies.
I feel like we have too. I'm like,
maybe not had a good time. Okay, because we've seen worse movies that are just a fun, silly goose time.
Yes.
I think this movie, that's why I think my McG angle, where I'm like, man.
Yeah, just spice it up a little. Make the soundtrack even more fun. Add more Missy Elliott, please.
Just more what's his name? Fatboy Slim.
More Fatboy Slim. More Outkast.
Yes. More Where's Your Head At? Maybe have that
really
times.
Yeah, loud throughout a whole not just what at the end? Is that what it was? In the credits?
They give a little touch of it, but you need it everywhere. That could have been the theme song.
Right? Yeah.
I think okay, but I will say the beginning of this movie slaps.
Yes, just watch the beginning. Don't bother with the rest.
You'll forget about it anyways. But the first 15 minutes of this movie, iconic.
Yes. Agreed.
Angelina Jolie is
I give
Lara
it
Croft.
5 out of 5 the first few minutes.
5 out of 5 side braids.
5 out of 5 gun holsters.
For sure. Also, can we talk about Lara Croft's look for a hot second?
Yes, I'm surprised we haven't already.
So, Kim Kardashian Skims, very much like the Lara Croft look.
Yes.
Lara Croft today would be head to toe in Skims.
Agreed.
I love it.
Does she know? Was that intentional? Yeah, I feel like her style is really cool and badass. I don't know. I just want to dress up like Lara Croft. That's all I want to do. And pretend like I'm doing something. I don't know. I don't know what.
Just those flips in the air. It's ballet. That she does.
Yeah, just jump from high places and just flip. Yeah, maybe do some cool sliding across the floor with the gun.
Oh yes, always flying in the air with a gun.
Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Okay, so can we just briefly touch on that one scene where the bad guys come and try to take away this whatever was inside the clock? This, is that the key? I don't know what the key is.
The thing in the clock, yeah.
Anyway, when she gets up on her motorcycle and goes vroom and hops over the cars, or when she slides on that skateboard, or it's not a skateboard, but whatever people use to work on cars, she uses it like a skateboard.
Yeah.
And grabs the guy's gun. I just think it's really fun the way she does stunts.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's why you can't fault this movie too much. It's fun. Or the parts that are fun are way fun.
Yeah. And the parts that are not are just not.
And you'll forget
They're
about
snooze.
them.
You'll forget.
You'll forget.
You'll get the Tomb Raider's disease, just like us.
Maybe that's the genius of Simon West. After all those years, how with Never Gonna Give You Up, people got rickrolled. And they're we got rickrolled again. We got Tomb Raider's disease again.
Yeah. Maybe there's subliminal messaging underneath it all or something.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
Never gonna give you up.
Why wasn't that in this movie? That could have been wild.
Never gonna raid a tomb without you, daddy.
Oh. Well. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. Yeah, because there's some like the end is just crazy. There's dogs, sleds.
Oh,
dog
yes.
sleds.
She's
Sled
a
dogs?
dog. She turns into like snow dogs for a hot second.
Yeah, and then she leaves the place without a sled and just the dogs, which I don't think that would work in real life. If you're just having boots on and you're holding on to a bunch of dogs, like
The Tomb Raider Lara Croft can.
yeah. Well, any last thoughts?
It's a fun time. Not a good time. I mean, like, it's a good time.
Yeah,
Not a good movie. But Lara Croft is cool.
she is. Yeah.
Angelina Jolie is a babe.
Mm-hmm. And that's facts. I feel like Ice Spice. I'm like, facts.
But Tomb Raider, great in the memory.
Yeah.
It's a timepiece for sure.
It definitely is. It has a place in my heart, you know?
For sure. And Lara Croft's iconic. Bring her back. I want, like, we got the 2018, like, Alicia Vikander, like, super serious, like, toned down Tomb Raider. Next one.
Tuned up.
Campy. I'm here for that.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
And Angelina Jolie. Like, they can both play
They
it.
could be a multiverse of Tomb Raiders. Too many Tomb Raiders.
Too many Tomb
It could be
Raiders.
a musical. I don't know. Just,
Oh my god. What the musical version of Where's Your Head At?
yes. And it could be like, you know how like the Spider-Man, like the Spider-Verse, like there's so many Spider-Men. It could be
Yes.
like that, but with all the Lara Crofts. It could be the animated one, make it a debut. Like the really cheesy, terrible animated, like the first Lara Croft
Yes.
animation.
Bring in the 2013 and bring in Alicia Vikander too.
Yes, bring them all.
Bring them all without cast.
Yes.
Like with the soundtrack of this one.
right. But really boost it.
Mm-hmm.
Boost those tunes.
For sure.
That's the movie we want to see. Let's make it happen. Oh.
Well, thank you so much for listening. Please rate and review us on iTunes.
Yeah. Let us know what you thought of Lara Croft Tomb Raider and if you agree with our, our ratings. Let us know if you have the Tomb Raider's disease. And
Which
if
you probably do.
yeah. Or if you know any cures.
Yes. No.
I
There's
don't
no
think
cure.
There is no cure.
Well, we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.